Under a landmark post-Brexit agreement, Britons travelling to Gibraltar will now require clearance from Spanish border guards, following a deal brokered by Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. Under a landmark post-Brexit agreement, Britons travelling to Gibraltar will now require clearance from Spanish border guards, following a deal brokered by Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. Record numbers of migrants are continuing to cross the Channel in small boats, with the annual total now exceeding 40,600. Britons entering Gibraltar will face a dual-entry passport system, presenting their documents first to Gibraltarian officials and then to Spanish authorities, as part of a long-negotiated agreement designed to streamline cross-border movement while maintaining security.
Because it's us, it's what represents us as British Gibraltarians. We're proud of what we are, we're proud of our British heritage.
The deal, which resolves the last major outstanding Brexit issue, was finalised last week after more than 4 years of negotiations involving the UK, EU, Spain and Gibraltar. Talks originally began in October 2021 under the previous Conservative government. The agreement establishes a fluid border between Gibraltar and Spain to avoid onerous checks or delays, while ensuring the territory remains aligned with the Schengen area, the EU single market, and the customs union. On average, around 15,000 people cross daily, many commuting for work or business, highlighting the importance of a smooth border process. Political backlash. The plan has sparked criticism from former Conservative leader Sir Ian Duncan Smith, who accused Sir Keir Starmer of attempting to undo Brexit by using Gibraltar as a lever to strengthen ties with the EU. He called the deal a ridiculous disaster and described it as cowardly posturing to curry favour with Europe. Official responses. A European Commission spokesman said the primary goal is to secure the prosperity of the entire region by removing physical barriers while preserving EU standards. Gibraltar's government confirmed the treaty is undergoing technical and legal review and pledged full transparency. The final agreement will be made public and scrutinised by the Gibraltar, UK and EU parliaments before ratification. The UK government emphasised that sovereignty remains unaffected, with Gibraltar maintaining responsibility for immigration, law and order, while Spanish authorities will oversee Schengen compliance at the border. Broader Brexit context. The agreement comes amid renewed controversy over Labour's decision to rejoin the EU's Erasmus student exchange scheme, with the government set to pay £570 million by 2027. Shadow Foreign Secretary Dame Priti Patel accused ministers of betraying Brexit and squandering taxpayers' money. Gibraltar, ceded to Britain in 1713 and located at the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula, now stands at the centre of renewed debate over UK-EU relations, highlighting the delicate balance between free movement, regional cooperation and national sovereignty.
What was Sadiq Khan avoiding when he said there are no reported cases or indication of rape gangs in London?
Cheryl Ann Prudham, now Cheryl Drew, transformed her life after leaving the welfare system, having previously claimed up to £60,000 a year in benefits. Today, at 43, she runs 3 successful beauty salons in Wales, specialising in tattoo removal, piercings and aesthetic treatments. Living with her husband, Mark Drew, 47, in a 10-bedroom former nursing home, Cheryl supports her family independently. Her youngest child, aged 18 months, attends nursery fully paid from Cheryl's earnings, while one daughter is financially independent at university. All 6 children who have reached school-leaving age are employed, and the family continues to receive standard child benefits and free school meals for younger children.
Remember this guy?
West Bank, Gaza, it's about time we globalise the Intifada!
The Metropolitan Police and Greater Manchester Police have announced that individuals holding placards or chanting the phrase "globalise the Intifada," a reference to violent uprisings, will now face arrest. The move follows a series of anti-Semitic incidents in the UK and abroad, including the murder of 2 people at a Manchester synagogue and the recent Bondi Beach massacre in Australia. The phrase, previously chanted at pro-Palestinian rallies, was highlighted in 2021 by Daniel Kabidi, then head of the National Education Union, prompting earlier warnings about its dangerous connotations. Experts say the call to globalize the Intifada mirrors historical Palestinian uprisings marked by stabbings, shootings, suicide bombings, and attacks on civilians during the First and Second Intifadas, resulting in thousands of injuries and over 1,000 deaths in Israel. Journalist Jonathan Sakadotti condemned the delay in action, stating, "The decision to arrest people chanting this isn't a response to a changed context. It's a late admission that authorities ignored openly violent slogans for years. Weakness has led to bloodshed." Police assured that protective measures will be strengthened at schools, synagogues, and public events. However, critics argue that the response remains patchy, with forces such as West Midlands Police yet to commit fully. Sakadotti warned that incitement targeting Jewish communities has been ongoing, citing previous violent acts in Manchester, London, and across Europe, and stressed that existing laws against incitement must be applied decisively.
Can exclusively reveal that prison staff have been attacked over 10,000 times by Muslim inmates in just 4 years.
Inspectors described the Category B prison as dangerous, dirty, and plagued by drugs, with a pervasive sense of despair. Chief Inspector of Prisons, Charlie Taylor, said it received the lowest scores of his 5-year tenure, highlighting the unchecked power of gangs within the walls. Nearly a third of inmates are Muslim, and rival gangs have clashed repeatedly over drugs and territory, with reports of racist attacks and discrimination against Jewish prisoners. Inspectors warned that violence is a constant theme, with the manufacturing of bladed weapons and the use of drones to smuggle knives into the prison, creating a highly unsafe environment. Staff assaults numbered 107 in 3 months. 70% triggered simply for giving instructions. 6 inmates were attacked or stabbed on their first night. Surveys revealed that 3/4 of prisoners feel unsafe, while a third reported having been assaulted. Watchdogs blamed staffing shortages and inexperience, noting nearly half the staff had less than 1 year's experience, leaving officers ill-equipped to manage violent incidents. Violence occurred across all residential wings, complicating efforts to restore order. On Wednesday, 497 migrants made the dangerous journey in 9 inflatable boats, and more than 1,000 people crossed in less than a week, government figures show. This comes after a 4-week pause due to bad weather, the longest since 2018. On December 13th alone, 737 migrants arrived in 11 boats, marking a dramatic return to high crossings. Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper visited Greece to sign a deal aimed at tackling criminal smuggling gangs, including £1.5 million in funding for North African schemes to prevent dangerous crossings. She said the agreement will help address problems before they reach our shores. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp criticised the government, claiming it has turned the channel into a system where entry is guaranteed and removal is optional. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood admitted that efforts to dismantle smuggling networks have struggled nearly 18 months into Labour's administration, highlighting ongoing challenges in managing the perilous crossings.